My dear people of Ambazonia, brave warriors of the Southern Cameroon's liberation movement, accept revolutionary greetings from me, Comrade John Akuro. Today is Monday, December 12th, 2022. Of course, today is Country Sunday for our people on Ground Zero. I know the time now on Ground Zero should be somewhere about 5:32 p.m. And the reports coming from Ground Zero indicate that the respect and the obedience for Country Sunday today was total, unimaginable. That for about 6 years and running, our people have remained resilient. Our people have remained strong, motivated, and committed to the cause of our freedom. Today, I'm noticing that even some people had drawn back because they were disappointed, sometimes because members of their families were kidnapped and ransoms taken, sometimes because they were brutalized when they ought not to, sometimes because, some of the things that usually can be devil, a liberation movement like this one, did affect them. But the good news is that a good lot of them have called me. They have reached out to me and they say, Mr. Akuro, trust me, I am coming back full force. That because of the affront that Mr. Paul Biya wants to show us in Washington, D.C., with all those whom they hired, brought from everywhere to come and stand there and give the impression that it is a heroic visit right here, they say they are joining. They are coming back. And the mobilization towards Washington, D.C. in 2 days, on December 14th, is going to be total. So therefore, my people of Ambazonia in North America, we have no excuses to make. Trust me on this. We absolutely have no excuses to make, and I will tell you why. Because for 6 years and counting, our people on Ground Zero have observed Country Sunday. Sometimes they have even added the days to what used to be called lockdown. But for the Country Sunday, this one day every week, they have observed it religiously. And today, even as I'm talking today, they are still observing this Country Sunday. They are at home. They didn't go anywhere. But the thing that a good lot of them are doing at home on this specific Country Sunday, this Monday, December 12th, is a good lot of them tell me they have been making calls to their family members in the United States of America, in Canada, in all the states in the United States of America to tell them, please go there and represent us. Go there and be counted. My brothers and sisters of Amazonia, they tell me that they don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, I couldn't go because I was working. Because this Monday, the Country Sunday, they observe it voluntarily. They also have work. They also have activities that they can do to keep their families together. But they sacrifice this day every week. And now they are reminding us that we have just one day now. For us, it's just one day. And they want us to show it, to show them that solidarity, to strengthen them on this one day. No excuses. Another thing I want to say today, my dear brethren of Ambazonia, fellow brave warriors of the Southern Cameroon Liberation Movement, is that I've listened to some audios from some in leadership trying to explain why a demonstration in Washington, D.C. will not be necessary because they want to meet Paul Biya but in the law courts. I want to say this, and I want to say it very clearly. Mass mobilizations have a very strong role to play. Don't forget, Mr. Paul Biya, vegetable as you see him, finished as he is, frail as we all know him to be right now, would not have taken the trip to the United States. But the reason he did is because they are still basking under the mistaken conception that those are compatriots who were arrested and indicted and then detained in the United States of America, at least one is already back home on bail, that it happened because the US government has decided to cooperate with it, with La République du Cameroun, against our liberation movement. So Mr. Paul Biya's visit is to come and create images that will be used back home to tell our people that, see, he came to Washington, D.C., had a heroic welcome, and the Ambazonians all escaped because right now we are all running away because we're afraid that we're under a manhunt. That is the message being prepared. Look at the newspapers. The few folks who gathered in some room there to receive him, they now say in local newspapers in the Republic of Cameroon that people lined the streets of Washington, D.C. to give Mr. Paul Biya a heroic welcome. This should tell you what awaits us if we fail to come out in excellent numbers in Washington, D.C. for this battle of D.C. I call it the Battle of the War of Washington, District of Columbia. That is on Wednesday, December 14, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And mark the places where we are going to be, because we're going to be marching. We're not just sitting in one place. We're going to be meeting at 801 G Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C. And the zip code is 20001. That is 801 G as in George, the letter G as in George, or G as in groundnuts, if you like groundnuts. So that's where we are going to be meeting. 801 G Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C. on December 14th. That is in 2 days, on Wednesday, at 10 a.m. By 10 a.m. you should be there because we are beginning at 10 a.m. So assembly begins as early as 8 o'clock. Those of you who are coming in bus loads from other states and everything, of course, if you arrive at 6 or 5, you have places to take coffee and all. No, then we congregate here beginning 8 a.m. Once we are all assembled there, by 10 a.m., we will begin marching. We will leave from there, and our first stop will be the convention center. That is at 801 Mount Vernon Place, Northwest, Washington, D.C. The good news is it's in the same zip code. So I said the first stop will be at Convention Center, 801 Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon, that's Vernon is V-E-R-N-O-N. Mount Vernon Place, Northwest. And then our second stop will be at 950 New York Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. Of course, the zip code is still 20001. And the time is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. Listen now. I want to come back to this very important piece of information. If you call yourself a leader in this liberation movement and you are based in North America, I say if you call yourself a leader, that you are in the leadership of this liberation movement and you are in North America and we don't see you in Washington, D.C. on this Wednesday, the message is clear. My people, you saw Ngo Santos and some who pretended for years that they were with us in this liberation movement, only to turn around, to use our liberation movement for opportunism, to go and claim blood money. Therefore, he is not alone. There are quite a number of them within our ranks who will be shy to go protest against Paul Biya because they know that the images will be captured. The images will be everywhere, and they are afraid that when they see those images, they might simply have destroyed their contract, or they might simply have ruined their source of illicit money on the blood of our people. That is why, my people of Ambazonia, I'm saying and I'm reiterating, you say you are in the leadership of this liberation movement, and you are based in the United States of America, and we don't see you in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, the message is clear. You say you are an activist in this liberation movement, and we don't see you in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, the message is clear. All those Confucianists whose only role is to make sure they beat our heads one against the other, this is the opportunity for us to know them. My people of Ambazonia, this showdown in Washington, D.C. is what we call almost a once-in-a-lifetime moment in our liberation movement. We have to show strength. We have to tell the world that Ambazonia will be free, or none of us will be alive. We have to tell the world that nothing, I mean nothing, shall by any means deter our determination to free our homeland. I want to congratulate very strongly all those on ground zero who are reaching out to me to say we are calling our family members and we are going to be watching them. If we don't see them there, because we don't want that they say tomorrow that we are from a family of weaklings, people who couldn't rise to the occasion at the time they needed to do so most, to stand for a collective cause, to stand for a noble cause, to stand for the freedom of their people. I want to congratulate you for doing that. For those of you who haven't done that yet, pick your phones now. Begin to make those calls. Tell them wherever they are to rise. We're yet to have the complete money for the LED truck, but one thing I'm confident about is that we will have that truck. And on this count, I want to appreciate all those who are reaching out and contributing feverishly for this. I mean, quite some money has come in. We are getting there gradually, but we have to conclude these donations tomorrow, because by the end of tomorrow, by 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, on the 13th, we should be paying for the LED truck if we must have it on the 14th. We can't pay for it on the 14th and have it on the 14th. We've made a reservation, and like I said, the bill is $3,250. Once we finish the payment and all one of the receipt will be circulated for everybody to know, because in this liberation movement, we've talked about the need for transparency a lot, and we want to walk the talk. So you will find, my people, that it is important for us to have this talk with us. Because like I said, this is the battle of Washington, D.C. No matter where you are in the United States of America, if you have not made arrangements to be in Washington, D.C., and you are watching me right now, please let there be a change of mind. Like I said earlier, there are people whose family members were kidnapped. There are people who have lost family members in unacceptable circumstances in this liberation movement. There are people who have faced a lot of who have faced circumstances that could turn them back, but a good lot of them are saying the time is now to come back to the fold. Let us all seize this moment. Our sacrifices will never, ever be in vain. No, we can't let that to happen. So, if you belong to a group, movement, or organization where your leader says this demonstration is not important, pick your phone and call that particular leader and say, please, don't misrepresent us. Please, 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 this is the time to rise to the occasion. And we must put all baseless, senseless, unacceptable kinds of arguments aside. This is the people's demonstration. It is not a demonstration called by a group, a movement, or an organization. It is the people's demonstration. Rise and be counted. I assure you, verily, verily, La République du Cameroon has even more people that they're hiring from the various states to come there and demonstrate and show support for Paul Biya and a so-called one and indivisible. Are we going to sit down and let that one happen in our backyard? That Biya will go back and say, I went, I met, and I conquered. And you sleep in your house and sleep will get into your eyes? No, come on. I know no right-thinking Southern Cameroonian who want to stay at home. This is the time. The showdown must be total. The takeover must be total. We are people of peace. We will go out there with our placards, with our billboards, with our LED truck leading us ahead, and in total peace and serenity, we shall sing to the world. Show the world Mr. Paul Biya's atrocities while he's there in Washington, D.C. We must deny him the opportunity to have any high-profile audience in the United States of America, because all we need to do is bask those images out. Blast them as much as we can in huge numbers, and everybody blue and white. Don't leave your flag behind. Don't leave your muffler behind. It's even cold. Don't leave your cap behind. And the good news, there is no rain forecasted on that Wednesday in Washington, D.C. Initially, we have been watching the weather and monitoring. There is no rain. On Wednesday, you can watch it. Watch the weather. On Wednesday, December 14 in Washington, D.C., no rain. That's the first sign to you that God is with us for that particular demonstration. Rise, therefore, and make sure you are in our numbers. Recall? Yes. You say, and when the saints come marching in, come marching. And when the saints come marching in. All I want to do is be what? To be in their numbers. Be in our numbers. Be in our ranks. Be with us. My people of Ambazonia, this is our time to arise and demonstrate that we as Ambazonians are determined to take back our country. Come rain, come shine. Ignore some of those baseless arguments as, oh, France can never let go voluntarily. France can never stand against its interests like Republic du Cameroon. Listen, freedom has never been handed to anybody on a platter of gold. You squeeze the neck of the oppressor until they vomit out your freedom. This is what we must do in this liberation movement. So my people of Ambazonia, my dear brave warriors of the Southern Cameroon's liberation movement in the United States of America, rise to the occasion. And for those of you who are in Europe, in Asia, and other parts of the world, call here. Go out now, do audios, do videos, do everything to encourage your brethren in North America to be out there on Wednesday and be counted. You can also contribute. You should also contribute to this LED truck. And I give the path to contribute. If you are out of the United States of America, you need to make use of PayPal. And you use the email amberrelief2018@gmail.com. amberrelief2018@gmail.com. Amber is AMBA, relief RELIEF 2018@gmail.com. That is for PayPal if you are out of the United States of America. If you are in the United States of America, use this same email for Zelle, and you can also take PayPal if you decide to contribute by PayPal. By all means, please help us to take this LED truck. Octogenarians, nonagenarians, Southern Cameroonians who don't have legs, who are bedridden, who cannot come, are contributing their $50, $30, $25 for this LED truck. You who are watching me and who has, more than enough to meet your needs and can spare a bit more, please join us. Don't wait and watch us fail and then you say, oh, you see, they failed. Help us to succeed. Please, this is a sound appeal. This is just an appeal from my heart to your heart. We need to make this demonstration a success. I don't want to make this video long. I want to end here. Trust me, my people. La République du Cameroon is in a worse situation today than they had ever been before. Forget the make-believe that you are seeing. That make-believe is meant to influence our thoughts. It's meant to influence our mental, our moral, to make sure we finally decide to crash by saying we lost. We haven't. We haven't moved backward even 1 inch. Rather, we have moved forward. Just I can't share with you what I know for reasons you definitely must know. Because this piece of information will edify you where exactly they are. In January of 2023, La République du Cameroon is going to face very rough situations because the hardship that's going to be unleashed on the people, I know, even if they are going to take it, they are likely not to take it without even a small fight. But La République fears that because their country is already in a powder magazine, that small fight can degenerate. That is why they are using all kinds of tactics to demobilize us, so they should have the opportunity to deal with any uprising without giving us the chance to take advantage. My people of Ambazonia, if you have ever settled down and said, I need a free country, this is the time to work for it. I'm going to end here. I will come back tomorrow So we evaluate together what grounds we have covered. But trust me, my people, this demonstration will be a turning point in our liberation movement. To God be the glory.